Hello and welcome to our midweek conversation at First Baptist Sweetwater. My name is Jerry Hendricks. I'm here with my good friend, Teek Hamilton. Teek, what are we going to talk about today?
No idea.
Well, I was hoping you would bring a full agenda because you may not know this yet, but I'm not going to be here much longer.
Oh, I know. And
You are well aware.
you will be. You'll always be in our hearts.
Oh, I'm going to be more than in your hearts.
See?
I'm going to be up in your space. Wow. I say so Sunday.
Things aren't going to change. Okay, just make
And
sure.
why should they?
True.
So Sunday, I mentioned that you and I were working on possible titles for myself.
Right.
Or maybe I didn't say you and I were, but
Right.
that was kind of my intent in
Yeah.
starting today, was that you and I could kind of flesh that out.
Yeah, what was your title in Abilene? Bishop of Cypress Street?
Chaplain of
Chaplain
Cypress
of Cypress
yeah.
Street. I don't know. Lectionary stuff. We could call you like a presbyter. It's out of the old, like Greek.
I was probably hoping for something far more secular.
Oh,
But anyways,
well then.
that might not have been appropriate.
Godfather?
I like where you're going, but that's probably not appropriate either.
Oh, well, I'm 0 for 2. This is not good coming into a baseball season. Yeah, I got nothing else.
Well, we'll have some more work to do. But
I mean, when you came here, we called you El Jefe Grande.
no, not to my face.
My bad.
That was an awkward
Glad you
moment.
know that now.
I guess I had to find out all these things. Anything else you want to say, T?
Not
Anything
now.
else I
I'm
need to
done.
know?
I'm done.
Oh man. Well, it was weird getting back Sunday for many reasons. I mean, for one, I resigned on a Monday night, and 3 days later, I left town.
Right. Yeah, that was helpful.
So I had another professional, a peer, maybe even an associate pastor, said that they thought that was a really genius being gone to let people process without me being here.
Right. But that same one enjoys making fun at our expense and likes putting me in awkward situations.
And it kind of left you in charge. So thanks, Teek. You did great.
And then you said, ham it up. And I was like, no way. People are going to think that I'm just being a jerk about it. So the most hammy I did, it still didn't work. So we're good.
Well, so it was my first Sunday back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so there was that going on. Plus the fact that because of the winter storm last week, we didn't do anything.
No.
No Wednesday nights. I didn't get a chance to see anybody throughout the week. And I guess I was in the office Thursday. And I don't know if anyone came in. It seemed like someone
Robert
came
Moore
by.
did.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. He was all up in our space.
Yeah, there we go.
Not really. He was helping us change out lights. So we're
Well, he's a good helper.
yes.
So anyways, Sunday is behind us. We've got this series going on, and I was really, there was all those years I was in ministry and sat in the pew and as the student minister. And so I'm not sure people will ever fully understand or believe me when I talk about how different it is for this role reversal where I'm actually the one on stage,
Right.
having to communicate this stuff. But I just felt terrible when church was over Sunday because that was you think about this deal that, and again, but without people in the room, you couldn't gauge the way people were going to respond to this whole dialogue with Nathan and David.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just very, very heavy.
Not a lot of amens.
No, it was not. And I probably didn't help it by coming off as intense as I did. But, I wish I hadn't started with that one.
Well, I mean, it seemed to work really well coming off of Revelation. So there's that.
I don't know if you're right on that one.
You go back and watch the last one when you were gone that Dr. Lyle did. It was
so in the chaos, I did realize that I hadn't gone back and listened to that.
He brought out Baptist distinctives at one point. I don't know if anybody caught it because he didn't use those words, but he did. And then he brought out just like the role of us taking seriously the use of Revelation. So,
wow.
But yeah, I'll let you go back and watch that, the Baptist distinctive part. It was good.
Great. Well, we're talking about relationships, and the really the start of all this was from some reading that was recommended to me, where Leonard Sweet talks about 11 indispensable relationships, and it just made such good sense. And then also, as time got closer, I had already plugged this in for this period before we moved into the heart of the Lenten season. I had set my retirement announcement and date and timeline, and I go, well, let's just stick with this because I think because I've been reflecting on my relationships here.
Right. So, and it's February. It's a great time to talk about relationships with Valentine's Day and all that. Yeah. Because that's not even close to where you're going, but true love bites.
Yeah, it is a bit of a relational thought that runs through this, but it's been a good 8 years.
Yeah, definitely. You sure you don't want to go for one more? Ashley Sherwood's made a point that Tom Brady retired twice.
Well, I didn't respond.
He learned
to
he shouldn't come back.
I didn't respond to that, but this was my second round retirement.
But not from the same place, right? He unretired twice from the NFL.
Yeah, that's a technicality I'm not going to deal with, but it's been strange. I have these strange moments driving around in the community or going to a ball game or something, but it has been a very reflective month. And
the good thing is it'll free you up for baseball season.
Well, that I don't need much time for that.
You should.
Anyways,
I think I just figured out a role for you in your retirement.
Well, does it have anything to do with softball?
Sure.
Because I was thinking that I think there might be a role for me in our softball system here.
There is. We need a second coach.
I'm not. Yeah, you don't want me coaching.
No. We do.
I'm more of a management type.
Okay, you can be our Jerry Jones, but the good version.
Oh, great! I think that's a shot.
But the good version, the one that worked with Jimmy Johnson to bring championships.
There's not one. There's not a good version.
I shouldn't have gone to NFL or a Football Reference. I did, and I lost again.
But yeah, so it's been really good. And thinking about I remember being here early on, and I didn't go into it because I didn't think that would be appropriate on Sunday or here, but I did have that experience of these, particularly the men here that I was hanging out with, made me feel like such a city boy.
Yeah, didn't you purchase your first truck here?
Well, first big truck.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah.
I think that's a weird thing to pull up there, but
I mean, truck. Yeah, all of them have trucks.
All
our friends have trucks except for me now.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, but anyways, it was just that was interesting.
I'm having images of the movie City Slickers now because you did that. Thanks.
And the other thing, okay, so one of the recollections was going to lunch and being questioned over my order. Because my order didn't have meat in it.
Oh, what did you order?
Cheese enchiladas. Oh. Give me a break. That's how you test them at a New Mexican restaurant. You order cheese enchiladas. That way you know what kind of sauce you're dealing with, how the rice and beans are.
I thought you were going to say
expand. Then you expand the menu. Okay, so I get called out there. I go to one of the first prayer times, and I'm eating a granola bar and yogurt.
Right.
Now, why would a person get called out for that?
Well, I mean, that was rightly so.
Well,
the cheese enchiladas, not so much.
I'm not sure if anyone would remember those instances, but there's some common denominators there.
Oh, no.
Common
as you tell the
relational
story,
denominators.
I know who it is, in my mind, and I wasn't even at either of them, and I know who it is.
Oh, my goodness.
But the best part of that is, over those 8 years, you taught them what good coffee was, or attempted to. We did have one today that... What did he do? He split his coffee with water today? What he said?
Was it day old coffee?
No. It was fresh. He just added half a cup of water to it.
Well, and I may have been at another church today and saw their coffee contraband and took a picture of it.
Nice.
We would never settle for it over here. I'll just say that.
No.
No, I just had this thought though, that I think because as far as the future here, for me, I don't know what this looks like, but I don't want to overpromise, But we do look forward to being involved in some things. I think the way to do that is I'll just get to carve out and be at all the fun stuff.
Okay. Softball, cardboard boat races, communion services.
Yeah.
Advent, Lent. Lent's always fun.
Yeah.
Focusing on your sin. How you've let God down over the years. The upcoming death and resurrection. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Fun stuff.
Finally, I have...
That's the point of retirement.
That's the point of our conversation is now I figured out my purpose. So now
nice.
On to the next thing.
And everybody had to wade through it with us.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's solved. Frees you up for the next 3 weeks.
That's a big one. I feel like I can take the rest of the week off now.
You can. And
whoa. Is there something more I need to know?
Next. We do have a celebration of your ministry coming up at the end of the month, last Sunday.
I read about that today.
Yeah, you had not been notified about it, but then again, it was only planned Wednesday, and we were, little Ice-mageddon that didn't have ice.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be fun after worship on that Sunday morning.
Well, fun. Well, looking forward to that, I think.
Oh, you should be. You should. I mean, there's not going to be anything embarrassing.
No way. Nothing more embarrassing than things I've already endured.
The person who tied all those other stories together will not be allowed to have the microphone. We'll just say
that. Will they be at my table?
We can assign seats.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Sunday, we're talking about the encourager, Barnabas.
Yep.
You got people in your life that have encouraged you?
Oh, yeah. My grandma is one of those that everything is encouragement. She's probably one of the ones I learned the most from about writing thank you notes.
Oh, yeah?
Like she might send you a card or a thank you card or something like that, but she'll specifically thank you for what it is, why it's valuable to her, and then encourages you about how proud she is of you. And I know grandparents are supposed to say that, but getting into the card form and just regularly, that's definitely my grandma. She's that way.
That's cool. I think people that that kind of start to understand what it means to be a disciple, they've probably had someone at some point really surface as an encourager in their life and made that life. I don't think you make it easier, but I do think that it does create a path towards really staying in the disciplines of faith and not just staying in church or doing the right things in and out of the church, but just being the kind of person in terms of character that a person ought to be. So that's where we're headed Sunday. And, there's interesting parts of that relationship. I'm not sure how much I can cover in the 30 minutes or so that I allot myself on a Sunday. But
we'll take 40. We'll take it out of the interims time.
I don't think I will do that. That could be problematic. I don't want to set a bad tone at this point. I want to try to go out on a good note. But there's a lot of interaction in his life as the church started developing, and but through some of that contention. That you see the giftedness of Barnabas come through. Right. So I think that'll be fun and being able to bring some of that to light on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and then also doing that in light of our own examination of those people who've been those encouragers and influencers throughout our life. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's I do enjoy those times where you're getting ready for something and it does create that bit of self-reflection. So I think that one's be good for me.
Cool.
Yeah, the Nathan one, not so much.
Well, but he, encourager Barnabas, he even has his fight with Paul at one point because he's trying to do what he thinks is right for the gospel. And I think that happens with encouragers. They're going to still encourage you to do the right thing when they think you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. I think that's the deal. The thing that we say here, I didn't say it, I just realized I didn't say that in the opening, that we want to love first.
Yeah.
That, sometimes we're still guilty. When we talk about loving first, what we're trying to communicate is an absolute response of love being the first thing that's brought from our life. And I think even in the best of times, our natural reaction is to judge and then we love, or judge and then we encourage.
Right.
But I think there are those the champions of that character are people who do that first, and then you kind of open up the wound and see what's there. Sometimes it's ugly, sometimes it's sin, sometimes it's as simple as a misunderstanding or difference of like in Paul and Barnabas's case, a different view. I think you could. I mean, there's different ways you could look at that whole experience, but they definitely had two different ideas on how that was going to go.
Yeah.
But
and both still went and did the work of God. I mean,
right.
Barnabas goes to Crete. Right.
Yeah. So I think it'll be good for us to kind of get our stuff together from last Sunday, to gather up and then look at something that's a little more light, I think. But
good.
Looking forward to it. And you do reflect on people. Like, you've been here for a long time. There's people in our church here that are just those people of encouragement.
Yeah, definitely.
And so anyways, thanks for joining us on this midweek conversation. It's always fun to talk back and forth with Teak about some things that are going on, but we're kind of winding down not just a series, but a ministry. And I look forward to kind of unpacking that with different ones along the way. But we got a few more weeks to go, and then we'll see what happens from there. So anyways, thanks for joining us this week, and we look forward to seeing you Sunday.
See you then.